because there is a lot to talk about.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, hang
Talk
on.
about it.
Wait. Oh. Okay. No. So, Acosta kind of fumbled. We have a Moto3 champion.
We do. We almost have a Moto2 champion.
We almost have a Moto2 champion. And Iagura is a genius.
Oh, yeah. Boy said, no, we rocking the slicks.
Well,
we're rocking the slicks.
On that, welcome to the MotoGrandPodcast. I'm your host, Patrick Bailey. Joined with me, as always, is
Caleb.
And we got a good one for y'all today.
Yes, we do.
It was a weekend. It was a weekend. It was my birthday weekend, so they had to go crazy for me, right? And give me one of the greatest weekends of racing I've seen in a while. I mean, the GP race was a little. I mean, it was like, come on, do something.
I mean, I had a good time.
Yeah, I was about to say, but I know you had a good time. I had a good time because it now means Pecco and Martin are only 10 points apart.
Mm-hmm.
And if you saw in the post race, like when they're hanging out and all that, Pecco was like, "Hey, hear me out. Going into Valencia, let's be tied at 0, and may the best man win in Valencia." And Martin was like, "I'm down." So I don't know how they're gonna do that. I'm thinking a couple first and seconds. Maybe a little. You know what? Go ahead. Let's tie this up. No more points in the sprint. Just let other people get points and stuff.
They imagine they actually are just tied going into it.
What they could do is in a sprint, Pecco win, Martin get 8th, get 2 points. So then Pecco gets that 10-point gap, and they tie, and then they sit out until Valencia.
They just sit out.
Sit out.
Marquez come back.
Marquez is not going to come back. He's.
If anything, you'll let Anea get back in it.
Marquez is 81 points down, so even if he was perfect in 3 races.
I heard that was Anea. He's only 70 something, right? 79?
78.
78.
Anea is 2 points ahead of Marquez. So we have a battle for first between Martin and Bagnaia, and a battle for third between Bastianini and Marquez. And then we have a battle for 5th between Binder and Acosta. So we do have a few things to look at. Oh, and then Vinales has 7th kind of secured, but so there's 10 points separating 1 and 2. There's 2 points separating 3 and 4, 2 points separating 5 and 6, and 2 points separating 8th and 9th between Morbidelli and Bez, and then Digi and Alacia tied. Alex Marquez is 10 points behind them. And then Quartararo is 13th with 86. And then it just kind of, no one cares.
Yeah. Oh, you want to know a fun fact?
So a lot of these guys are still going to be fighting.
I guess not. I guess you don't want to know that fun fact.
Yeah, no, tell me. Sorry, I was in La La Land with points and numbers. I went,
Damn it, I can't find the picture. Wait, there it is. Pecco has joined a group of 4 other riders who have won 8 or more races in a single season.
I've seen that. Have you seen who has had the most?
Rossi.
3 years in a row.
Actually, it's 5.
Is it 5? No.
02, 03, 04, 05, and 08. He had 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Utter dominance.
Disgusting.
Pecco's next.
Oh my god.
Maybe. Depending on how Acosta does on that, not Aprilia, KTM, and Martin does on that Aprilia. That's where my head was.
Yeah, I wonder what was up with Acosta though. He was looking real good on
Dude,
Friday and early Saturday.
Acosta had the pace to be on top for the qualifying, sprint, and race. I like if he would have stayed on, if Acosta didn't crash, he might have just had a perfect weekend for his first win. He would have had his first sprint and race win. Very well could have. Now,
Yeah.
clearly he didn't. So that's a whole if, but, and maybe. And I don't deal in if, buts, or maybes. I deal in absolutes.
Yeah. No, he was looking great, man. I thought he was going to win the sprint, actually, because I mean he was,
He was
I'm
taking
glad he
off.
did it. We definitely needed the points, but it does suck to see Acosta be the one that has to wreck. Like I'm all for it when it's like Martin, Marquez. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
I think he's simply just overriding the bad bike.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, you know how he is, man. He likes to push it.
he's going 110%. The bike can only handle 100. I mean, that's just kind of how that's what's happening with Hondas. Like the bike's just not there, so these guys are, giving it everything they got. That's why, Mir is going down so much. Luca Marini, crashed more this year than he has in his entire career, pretty much. I mean, granted, it's not that much. You don't see his little crash symbol pop up very often, but they're having to override those turds like crazy.
I think Acosta just needs to get over himself and go join on Ducati.
Dude, halfway through the race, the only Ducati not in the top 8 was Alex Marquez, and that's because he had crashed out.
Yeah, or wrecked. So there was room for one more.
And Acosta. But every single Ducati on the grid, if they were upright, were in the top 8.
Yeah, the only one up there was who, Bender?
Yeah. Bender
Just
and
Bender.
Acosta were the only ones kind of battling to change that, which is nuts. I mean, the fact that they have 8 riders is insane, but the fact that all of them, essentially all of them, were up there and have the ability to be up there.
Yeah.
Not next year though. Not next year.
I'm excited for next year. I'm not gonna lie. It's looking weird, looking interesting. It's so different.
Next year's gonna be weird. I still haven't come to fully. I'm not used to calling Martin and Bez teammates on Aprilia. That'll come probably by like round 3 of next year.
Or how do you think I'm feeling, bro?
Dude,
Marquez.
There's a huge chance Aprilia is going to wear a number 1 plate though. Without winning a championship.
Why do you think that?
Martin.
But
Martin, dude, I think, okay, call me crazy. Actually,
crazy.
You probably are going to call me crazy, but I think a lot of people might agree with me on this. I think Martin rode the best ride this weekend. Not points wise, don't get me wrong, but championship wise. I think we're seeing a very mature Martin. I think this is championship level thinking. I mean,
okay, I will give it to Martin. All right, he did have a great race. That man, he started in like 14th or something.
He started 11th, got up to 2nd,
yeah.
and was kind of catching Pecco, but his tires weren't there because he had to fight so much. And when he realized that, there was 3 laps left, he was still catching, and he started to have a few moments. And it's instead of last year, Martin of last year would have been like, oh, I can catch him, I can get him, and would have wrecked out. This year, Martin went, you know what? It's only 5 points. There's 4 more races to go. There's plenty of championship. I'm holding the lead. I'm going to do the smart thing. I'm going to finish my race, and I'm going to keep the pressure on.
He definitely did the smart thing, and I mean, you could tell when that happened. Like, he gave Pecco
Yeah.
pretty much an extra like 1.5 seconds.
Mhm.
Bro just kind of gave up. I mean, not give up, but
Well,
it,
I mean,
it is
essentially,
interesting.
I mean, yes, yeah, I mean, essentially, yeah, he did give up per se, but
Yeah. Nah, it kind of sucked, dude. I was really hoping that Martin would just not ride the best, but I don't know. That man's really good at just pushing forward. It's like he just snaps his fingers and he's just in front of everybody.
on the
It's
flip
annoying.
side, though, Pecco did exactly what he needed to this weekend.
He did.
He did.
Double win.
He did exactly what he needs to keep doing. He does. He does this again next week, and that's another. I mean, say they go 1-2 again, in both sprints. Then it's a 3-point championship.
Mm-hmm.
He does it again. Then he's up 4, and then you're going into the second. There's 4 more races.
It's gonna be 2 more to it.
3-point up 4, and then there'd be 2 races left and Pecco would have the lead, and Martin would be riding crazy. Then the psychological games would be nuts.
Bro, I mean, no, he definitely had a great weekend. Love to see it. Boy is looking a little fast now, and I hope he keeps that up. So I feel like this year it's been a weird one. He looks way faster than everybody, and then he'll come in the next race and just not do the best, or crash out, or I don't know.
It is.
I'm hoping he finally just understands, like, he's got to lock in.
I mean, it is really weird the fact that he's now the 5th rider ever to win 8 races in a single season, and he's not in a dominating lead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's in second. He's battling to take the championship. He's having to fight from behind, and he's setting a record that only championship winning seasons have produced.
I mean, let me double check this, but I'm pretty sure Martin only has 3 wins this year. 3. Pecco has 5 more wins than him. 5 more. And he's losing.
It's what, 4 more DNFs though?
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know the exact numbers. But
I mean, the thing is though, is like, how often do you see Martin off the podium if he didn't crash? If he didn't crash, I don't think he's been off the podium. I mean, that man is drinking champagne every weekend on those top steps.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a few crash outs, but not many.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not nearly as much as Bagnaia. And that could just be something that Ducati was trying to figure something out with the bike. Maybe they finally figured it out. I mean, it's a little rough that it's 4 races to go, but hey, at least they better late than never. While he still has a fighting chance.
I still find it extremely weird that Martin is no longer doing well in the sprints. That used to be his game. Like, that was his race. Like, almost every time. It's like you watch. I didn't even like watch them at that point. It was literally like, okay, who's going to second? That's pretty much what it felt like. It just seemed like every fucking time Martin would just win.
It's almost. It could be that Martin is using the sprints as kind of a precursor to the races. He's not, because last year the sprints he would go nuts. He would go nuts and win in dominating fashion, and he would always look super good in the sprint. And then come race day, Sunday, he'd be struggling halfway through the race because he only knows how to do that amount of racing on those tires. So maybe this year he's starting to use the sprints as kind of a dress rehearsal for Sunday, which is why he's doing better on Sundays.
It could be, because I mean, I feel like they definitely are completely different races. Like, he's definitely got to, because like in the sprint you just kind of go for it. You just rip that thing. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's like learned how to pace himself better or something.
Super nice thing about the sprints was, for our long-term fans who've been watching us for a while, at the very beginning of last season when the sprints first started, it was a bloodbath. I mean, it was dangerous. It was dangerous.
Great.
And I'm glad we've gotten to the point now where, like, okay, it's just the sprint now. It's not, oh God, the sprint. It's just the sprint now. So it's become more normalized. So a lot of these guys are not freaking out as much to try to get 12 or 6 or 5 points, because it's that important. And plus they witnessed Martin last season winning every sprint and doing great in the sprints and still not win the championship. So they kind of have it in their head now, okay, the sprints aren't that important. They're not the be-all, end-all. Sunday still is the day. Sunday's still the be-all, end-all day. It's not Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, yes, is a helpful little boost to your points, but it's not anything to run into the back of an Enea for.
I remember, dude, they were bad there for a little. I mean, I remember you and me were talking. We were questioning if MotoGP was even going to keep the sprint, because it just was so bad there for a little bit.
I mean,
it's rough.
Man. The first half of last season, I think every single sprint someone got injured and was down and out for at least a race or two. I mean, the first sprint ever, Paul Espargaro and Enea Bastianini were Paul's career ended because of that first sprint. Yeah. I mean, the first sprint ended Paul's career as a MotoGP rider. Granted, it was probably on the downside anyways, and I hope he's really happy and doing well as a test rider. But I mean, that man was bad.
I mean, that's when Enea got hurt too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I feel like that kind of put a big pause on his career too. Like, that really messed him up.
And Oliveira and Portimao.
Yeah,
I think it was Portimao for all three.
I remember it was a big. I don't know, dude. I feel like
I remember Marquez crashed into Oliveira in turn 2 or turn 3, and then 5 was where Paul turn 5 at Portimao. The 180 was where Paul's career ended. Essentially.
Yeah, dude. Those things used to be bad, man. There was like always plenty of people that crashed every single one for the first like 10, at least.
They've essentially locked in. We'll say.
Well, I feel like it was definitely a big adjustment. Yeah, it was definitely a lot more fast paced. Big difference from the regular races they were all used to. They really kind of got thrown into it, you know. Like, they didn't really.
I guess
just kind of tossed them in there. Like, all right, guys, go fast. You have like 10 minutes. Let's go.
Right. But
can we get more points?
Notable races for Morbidelli. He's starting to. I definitely think Morbidelli's starting to show pace again, which is really nice to see, because, I mean, beginning of the season, it looked like Morbidelli was on his way to getting replaced by a Moto2 rider. Now that he's solidified another ride with VR46, didn't get replaced, and now he's starting to show a little promise. I think he and Digi is going to be pretty swifty. I personally kind of hope that Digi in the summer goes to Rossi's Master Camp. That, train with Pecco, Bez, Morbidelli, start training with those guys. I'm not sure who he's training with now. I would like to see who he's doing that with, but maybe start to trickle into there and kind of see what's going on.
You think so, right? I mean, he's with the VR46 boys anyways, might as well.
I mean, you might as well, right?
Might as well, bro. It's not gonna hurt you.
And I know it's pretty much an all Italian thing, but I feel like Acosta can be an honorary. Should be like an honorary Italian in the in the off season. Honorary Italian. Simply so he can train with Rossi, just so he can learn from the master. I think that would pay great dividends. But
possibly train. Like they should make a Spaniard version. Just have all the Spaniards train together and all the Italians train together.
Like Martin, that would be Martin, Marquez, the other Marquez, Aleix, Raul, Alex Rins, Vinales, Mir, the other Marquez.
Like 80% of the riders.
Well, I mean, they're either Spanish or Italian, and then there's the outliers like Binder, Miller, Zarco, Quattararo, and Taka.
Yeah.
And they're, I mean, but, speaking of training and things like that, David Alonso, your new Moto3 World Champion with 4 rounds to go, is nuts. Winning the championship in Motegi is crazy. Dude, I struggle to do that in the MotoGP game when I have everything on easy and I get first every race. Like,
all right, well, it definitely is helping that, like, I don't know, I feel like he hasn't had a whole lot of competition.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
I mean, Vire, Ortola, and Holgado all had their little moments throughout the season, but
they're all either like at the top or just crashing out.
Yeah.
It's like no one's consistent in 3 except for Alonso Alonso. Yeah.
But in their defense, even if they were consistent, Alonso was winning every race, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he won again. I mean, just because he didn't even need. No, he needed to, because I think Holgado.
Yeah, Holgado was 4th. I think it was
Holgado was 4th. I think he needed to be 100 points better than everyone at the end, and I think Vire getting 2nd. I think Vire.
And then Ortola crashed out.
Yeah, Ortola was the closest.
He backed. He got knocked down a lot or something. Oh no, he did crash out. He's jumped back in.
Yeah. He crashed out because he was pushing. He was giving it everything he had, which honestly, if I'm his team manager, when he comes in, I'm going, hey, you put it all out there. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, so I guess we're just going in a weird order today, aren't we? We're just going GP.
I guess so. I mean, since we're kind of on the subject, I mean,
you want to talk about your boy crashing out, looking good there for a little bit, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
You want to know something really funny about that crash out? I watched him scurry up and try and get the bike back on, and he gassed it, and I guess the grass was wet, and the bike just spun, and he just fell on his fucking face again.
He tried. He's young, you know?
He literally gassed that thing as soon as he got on it and just spun and got flung off again immediately.
Well, I mean, yeah, he crashed out, but he still scored the same amount of points as your boy.
Dude, my dude sucks.
Dude, I don't understand what's going on with Rollstone, Ja Rule. He was doing so good at the beginning of the season.
I know, he was getting points before your dude.
Yeah, he was doing better than Angel.
Heck, he wasn't doing great, but he was getting close to top 12, you know?
Yeah, which is where you want your rookie to be. I think maybe he's just kind of settling back a little bit, you know, taking his rides, learning the tracks. That could be just taking what he's given, learning, which is what you want to do.
I mean, it could be that. I mean, I hope that's what it is, you know? I mean, obviously, there's no chance of him doing anything this year, but I don't know. You would think that he would just be kind of. I don't know. I just want to see more.
It's a weird situation. I mean, we're spoiled by phenoms in the Moto3 class of recent years.
Yeah.
I mean, David Alonso was a rookie last year, and he was fighting for the championship. Costa, a few years prior, won the championship as a rookie. So, and now Angel is another phenom, and he's been kind of up there. So, it's when things like this are happening with these, phenoms coming in and being competitive, it does kind of it casts a pretty large shadow on the actual rookies who are doing good. I mean, Ja Rule's doing good.
He is. He's doing better than the guy I liked last year, Filippo.
Yeah, and Luca Lanetta is another rookie who at one point looked really good, but he's not really done anything else other than that. So that's, you kind of have to compare him to like Luca Lanetta.
Yeah,
and I would say he's much better than
right
Luca.
there. He's up there. I think. Let me check. He's 15th in the standings, which is not horrible for a rookie. It's not good, but he has points.
I mean,
I think a lot of rookies don't even score.
He's better than half the field.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's a good way to look at it. You make me feel better.
Yeah.
I know you can say this because your dude's a fucking phenom and you cheated when you picked him because you saw that he was already winning championships. Well, yeah, that's cool. We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about
that. You could have picked him too. You saw his name and you didn't pick him.
Shut up. Yeah.
But now that Alonso's won the championship, I wonder if he's going to either sit out since he has his Moto2 ride, or kind of how he's going to play these last 4 races.
I think he should either sit out or take it really, really easy for the next 3 races and then just go win the last race.
Valencia, yeah. So he can go end his Moto3 career on a high note.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool to see. I definitely think he'll probably ease off massively. I think he might, probably still in practice and qualifying, put in his best times, and then just take wherever he's at. And then when it comes to the races, if he's in that main pack, probably just sit on the back.
Yeah.
Just follow along, ride with the guys, make some very easy passes when someone makes a mistake here or there. But I don't think he should put any aggressive moves on anyone.
No, definitely not.
Just ride defensive, enjoy your time on that Moto3 bike, and then walk on over to that Moto2 grid.
Still think he should try and win Valencia, but
that's true.
That's just me. Just because
it would be kind of cool. I don't know how legal this is.
Put
him on the Moto2 bike the last 4 races of the season.
That and just give him 0 points.
No, if he gets points, give him points. If he gets a top 15, give him those Moto2 points.
You mean move him up?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
I mean, who he replaced either Dixon or Ivan Guevara. I mean, okay, Guevara's starting to put in some rides. Finally, after 2 years.
Dude, can we just go ahead and talk about 2? Because this was the fucking craziest race of them all.
That's kind of why I'm a little glad we jumped it and are getting back to it, because this really dude,
insane.
Race start, red flag, too much rain.
Literally, yeah, they didn't even finish a lap, did they?
Nope. No, they were halfway through the first lap, and then they sat, and because they had to sit, then it was essentially a sprint race. So, with the rain on the track, and it was still raining, and the race was cut in half, the smart play was to keep those wet tires on. That's what the majority did. If it was me, I would have gone with the wets. Because worst case scenario with those wet tires, the rain stops in a few laps, track's still wet, and you can push it through to the end, and anyone on a slick would be too far back. But Mr. Massive Nuts Ayagura And, okay, Manny Gonzalez, Iagura, Philip Salich, Jeremy Alcoba, Zontovad Gorberg, and Xavi Artigas all have the hugest nuts in the world right now.
Bro, their cocks are so massive.
Like,
it's
it's
insane.
insane. I mean,
Insane.
anyone in their right mind is going, okay, let's say the rain stops on lap 3, which is when it did. Or it stopped on like lap 2. The track's still going to be wet for the last 10 laps. That's a shortened race. The wet tires will work through. These crazy motherfuckers, these crazy people went, I'm going to go out on slicks for when it stops raining, a little dry line will pop up, and I'm going to abuse that. I mean...
Bro, it's insane. Also,
Iagura has everything to lose. Everything to lose. I mean, if he crashes and has a mistake and it doesn't work out, you're going 4 races left and it's a battle for the championship.
Yeah, talking about big nuts on the other guys, dude. Iagura literally has nothing to lose. These guys are not even close, you know?
Yeah,
he's winning the championship. And this
Xavi,
said, you know what?
Alcoba, Salich, Gonzalez, I get kind of why they did it. They're like, you know what? Might as well just risk it. Worst case scenario, I crash out. Not the end of the world for me. That
is home track.
Yeah. I mean,
said,
all glory at home. He said either I'm giving my hometown fans either the craziest win ever, second, or nothing. Or absolutely nothing. And everyone's going to call me an idiot. I mean, if it didn't work out, we'd be sitting here right now going, what was he thinking?
Yeah.
Everyone was on reins. Was on the wet tires. Why did he go with the slicks? What was he thinking? Now we're sitting here going, what was he thinking? Dude, that's nuts.
Bro, but honestly, you gotta give it up for Gonzalez. Because Jesus
he was
Christ,
on a tear.
The boy was moving. Oh my god.
Hey, shout out Zonta van de Gorber getting a top 5 finally. He finally didn't crash out of a race. Dude, he finally didn't crash out of a race, and it was a wet race on slicks. Dude can't stay on slicks in the dry, but he can in the wet.
Right, and shout out to Xavier, dude. Well, this is the first time I've ever even seen that dude's name in the top like 20.
Xavi RT, yeah, Xavi. Really?
That's how you say his name?
Xavi, yeah.
Not Xavier.
Or I think it's Javi.
Javier.
Yeah, like Javi Artigas, but he's Spanish, so it's like Xavi. Salich! Philippe!
No way Philip Salich got third. Like, it's actually insane. See, this
Dude,
man.
My heart went out to him when he was doing his post-race interview. He was like, I just want to give a big shout out to everyone who like still supports me. Like, thank you to everyone who still believes in me. I'm like, it's me. It's me. Jessica. Dude, I'm so happy Salich got a podium. I mean, yes, it was probably the weirdest podium to get, but he got it, you know? And I hope that boosts his confidence for, you know, not only the next 4 races and the rest of the season, but for next year.
Yeah.
Because he showed great racecraft and pace last year, and then it just has not translated on that Elfmark BDS. I'm not sure.
Yeah, do you think it's the bike switch or what, man?
It might be the pressure from the team just kind of got to him. Because, I mean, the Gresini Moto 2, there's not much pressure in that team. It's, you know, go out, do your ride. That's the one thing I love about Gresini is in all of their classes, their team boss, I forget her name, but she's very family oriented. So her riders are her family. So it's a awesome community if you've kind of seen how they operate. Um, so I from what I can see and assume, there's not a lot of pressure there. It's more so just ride your own ride, do what you can do, and we picked you for a reason. Go do what you need to do, and we got your back. But going from that to Elfmark VDS, now granted, Mark, I'm not saying VDS they're a bunch of a holes, but they have a higher oh, what's the word I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I'm just laughing at you bleeping yourself. That's we can cuss. It's okay.
But
no kids are watching.
I mean, fair.
No, nobody's watching this.
But what's the word
Strict?
I'm thinking of? Not strict, but like they gotta expectations.
Serious?
They have higher expectations of their riders. Like
why? Who
KTM IO. Like KTM IO, Red Bull KTM IO, their expectations of their riders are to be fighting for the championship. You know, the CF Moto guys, they're kind of expected to be championship contenders. The MT helmets didn't really have that, but now they probably will. Elfmark VDS, these are the teams that are typically always towards the front. They always have the guys that are fighting for championships. So when you go into that environment, there's an expectation there that you must perform. And when you're not, it certainly must weigh on you heavily. Like more and more, like I'm not competing, I'm gonna lose my ride, I'm gonna be out of Moto 2, no one's gonna sign me. You know, I'm letting this team down, I'm letting my team down, I'm gonna lose my ride, and it's destroying you. So for someone like Philip who has that potential but maybe not be performing, it's nice to see him get that podium, to maybe get that confidence back up, show that trust to Elfmark VDS that he can do it, so that, you know, he gets that ride again next year. I think he already does, but still get that confidence so that next year he actually can compete.
Hey man, I just think it's awesome when you see guys that are usually at the bottom at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Just makes my little heart happy.
Your little Davids.
Yeah.
All the little Davids at the top.
Made my little balls warm for sure.
That's gross. It's very grotesque. But I completely understand everything that you just said. I really wish I didn't, but I did.
No, it did suck though seeing Aaron Canet not get any points. That was kind of sad. Very sad.
Yeah, but that was just anyone on that wet tire was just weird. I mean,
really sucks for Jake Dixon because that boy was looking fast.
Yeah, it hit Dixon hard. It hit Canet hard. Joey was nowhere.
Destroyed, man. He just turned it in, bro. He just gave up.
Well, he tried
so
to
far back.
He tried to switch, which I feel like he should have just wrote it out. I'm not sure why he switched. I feel like that was, if he was gonna switch, he probably should have switched at like lap 3, and then maybe he would have been able to come back and gotten a few points. But it was just.
Yeah, I don't know if he like thought other people were gonna switch or like what his thought process was on. Yeah, just weird.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the thought process was. That was crazy. I mean, he just said, "You know what? I'm gonna go." I thought when he went into the pits, he was just saying, "Screw it, I'm done. I'm done with this race." And then he switched, and then he got on slick. I was like,
Hold up.
I mean, I get it, you a little nuts, but like, honestly, he just wanted to parade the helmet around a few more laps. I feel like.
I mean, let's be honest. He does have an American education, so like.
You think maybe someone at the team told him to come in so that we can maybe? Oh no, most of his team is American. It's the American team. No. He wanted to parade the helmet around. He had the nice helmet. You gotta do the laps with the helmet. You gotta finish. You gotta finish with that kind of helmet.
God, I'm gonna tell you to put a picture up of it right now, but I know you're not going to. I know you're gonna forget. But boom, there it is. Boom. Wait, is it that way? Or is it that way? It's right there.
I'm gonna put it right here and just make you look like an idiot.
Well, I'll point it at some point.
We'll see.
It's right there. Right there. This has been it was a good weekend, man. I enjoyed this weekend.
It was a good weekend. Good vibes all around.
Yeah.
Minus Acosta messing up a whole lot. That was tough. I'm gonna blame Vinales for it. I don't know why, but
and Marquez got third, but we don't need to talk about that.
I feel
like he was gonna get third, and you told me I was stupid.
Let us see how we did.
I had the prediction that I wanted, and then the prediction that I said was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I remember saying that Marquez was going to get third, and you called me a madman, and that Marquez was horrible, and I agreed. But
you know what's really annoying? Because I was almost perfect in my predictions. All right, so starting with. We'll go over what we did for MotoGP. So I had Pecco, Martin, and Anea. It was Pecco, Martin, Marquez, then Anea. That close. You had Pecco, which was right, Anea, and then you had Acosta, which, I mean, looking at after qualifying. Looking at our predictions, we looked like idiots because Acosta had the pace to win.
Oh, dude!
Even after the sprint, I was like, "Oh, dude, Acosta's winning his first race tomorrow."
Honestly, I did think that. Also, I mean, he crashed out in second place on the race. He was in second, but he was still battling with Pecco. But
that's true. I mean. He could have just battled until he crashed at a later time.
It did, though, kind of look like Pecco was just going to take off.
Pecco had a hell of a race. I mean, he started in first and finished in first. He didn't get past once. He was just gone.
Yeah, I think Acosta passed him for like a split second, and then he just passed him right back.
Yeah. So, I mean,
think that's how that went.
Pecco had an insane race. Moto 2, we both had Iagura first. Shout out Manny Gonzalez for ruining that for us.
Yes, we know Moto2 just got it.
Yeah.
Who could have predicted this? All right.
Dude, the announcers were like, heart goes out to anyone who tried to predict this one. Or I was like, it's me. Second place, you had Canet. I had Vietti. Third place, you had Furman, and I had Canet. Dude, Furman was 12th. Canet was 16th. And Vietti was 7th.
So, we weren't too far.
So, I mean, technically, I was right, and Iagura was better than Vietti, and then Vietti was better than Canet, There just happens to be a few guys in between each of those.
You just don't look at everybody else.
Yeah. If you take out everyone but those three, then I'm right. But switching to 3, we were
pretty far off.
Actually, you were damn near spot on.
Nah, I got 2 of them. Did I get 2 of them right?
Yeah, you had Alonso and Vire 1-2.
Hey.
But your 3 was Tayo for Sato, who had 9th.
Oh yeah, because I wanted him to do good on his little Japanese track.
Yeah,
So,
I had him winning.
I remember you saying that.
I was like, it's his home track. He's fast. He can do it. I know he can do it.
Yeah, ninth.
Oopsies. I then had David Alonso and then Holgado. So I still technically had Alonso winning the championship. I'm pretty sure. But
actually, I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure whenever he was only one place ahead of Holgado, I think. Actually, maybe he still would have been.
I think Alonso was in second and Holgado was fourth, and he would have won.
Okay.
So it would have gone on one more if mine came true.
Well, you know what? You know what time it is. Since we're already on Moto3, we're talking about predictions.
Is it time for me to get a pen out and start writing?
Is it time to talk about good old Phillip Island? Oh my goodness gracious.
All right, here's a pen.
Is it time to talk about the Aussies?
Aussie.
Jack Miller's winning. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Aussie GP. I'm just going to extend that. Okay, so 3. 1, 2, 3. Two, 1, 2, 3.
MGP.
1, 2, 3. Okay. So, shall we go
Salute.
3-2 GP like we did last week?
Yeah, I was kind of rocking with that.
I kind of rock with it. All right. So, Moto3 winner. So, now to keep in mind for Moto3, David Alonso has won the championship, but Holgado, Bayer, and Ortola are all still fighting for second place.
That is true.
So, those are the 3 guys to be on the lookout for. That being said, I think David Alonso is going to win.
No way. Wait. We just talked about how he's going to, not go fast, not win.
No. I said he should. I said he should.
You think he's going to keep going it?
Okay, I'm having a mental conflict. I've been having this entire fight, pretty much all episode in the back of my head.
Oh my god!
Is he going to push? Because why not? I've already won.
Oh my god!
Why not go for some records? I mean, why not go for some records? I mean, when have we ever seen a rider really just win a championship and then back off? Well, Acosta last year in Moto2, I guess.
He has 10 wins. What are the is that a record? Is there a record for most wins in Moto3? Do you know what it is off the top of your head?
I'm pretty sure that is the record.
10?
I'm pretty
Is he tied or does he have it?
I'm pretty sure it was 9.
No, so he already has a record.
I think so. But he can solidify it for sure.
Bro, imagine he just gets like 12. 13.
I'm gonna actually, you know what? Before most wins in a Moto3 season, and I can't type today.
When he had his 9th one, he tied Romano Finati for most Moto3 wins. Wait, what? I don't know.
He has the most wins.
That was a different thing. I want Reddit somehow. How did I get here?
Okay. He had the most Moto3 wins in history is 14. Or no, he has the record for most wins in Moto3 history with 14. So he already has the most wins career-wise in Moto3.
Yeah. So before this season, he only had 4. Think about that.
Mm-hmm. He had 4 his rookie season. That's what that means.
That's still crazy. 4 in a rookies, dude. Is this man that's gonna pop off next year?
Either he's, dude. In think about in 5 years' time, if he keeps this up through 2 and gets to GP, the Alonso versus Acosta, Pecco, Martin, Acosta, Alonso, all battling,
bro.
in 5 years.
So,
I mean, Pecco and Martin are going to be the old vets still hanging on, keeping the young bucks honest. Acosta's going to be in his prime, and Alonso will be the new guy.
bro, it's kind of crazy that Alonso, he feels like a sleeper almost. It's like he's kind of insane. But we have to see how he does next year. We can't start gassing him up and then he just sucks in Moto2. Like, you never know. You never know. Gotta wait. Gotta see how things go. But you know me. I like it. I like it when they just start off good. Maybe I'll be an Alonso fan next year in Moto2. Maybe we'll see.
Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I'm gonna sit here and assume that 10 in a single season is a.
It has to be because I think he was tied for.
It has to be. If he has the most career wins in Moto3 with 14.
Yeah, there's no way someone got 10 and then just like never won ever again.
Yeah,
or like someone got like 12 in one season and then just like got a career-winning injury.
Right.
What could have happened? Like someone won their rookie season, won like 12 races, and then went up to Moto2. What are the chances of this? All right, let's just get these predictions out of the way.
Yeah.
I feel like
okay. We're
yapping without yapping.
We're saying nothing and everything by not saying anything at all. It's like when you need the word count in a 1,000-word essay. All right.
You start repeating things and nothing makes sense.
Okay, now for real, I do think I'm gonna go against David Alonso. I think Holgado is gonna win.
Oh, switched it up.
I think Holgado is gonna win. I think Vire will get second. Then I think Ortola's gonna crash, and I think my rookie's gonna get third.
Yeah, it's not even a bad guess because your rookie do be popping off sometimes.
So. He do be kind of up there, and Vire's kind of chronically second, and Holgado needs to win for second in the points. So I think I'm kind of.
I think Vire is chronically second because Alonso always wins. I think without Alonso, I think our boy Vire is going to win.
Okay.
And I think Ortola is not going to crash out and get second because I think he crashed out the past 2 races. If I'm not mistaken. He crashed out?
No, he didn't crash out Mandalika.
You sure?
Think. No, Vire crashed out of Mandalika.
Is that who it was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ortola just didn't do that good. Okay. You know what? Vire, Holgado, Ortola.
Oh, Vire, Holgado, Ortola, or Vire, Ortola, Holgado?
If you already have Ortola written down, just put Holgado for third.
Okay.
Because honestly, I don't know. And frankly, I don't care.
All right. Moving on. Moto2.
I think Philip Salas. I'm just kidding.
Let's see.
Is he gonna be?
I think historically I has struggled in Phillip Island. Who do I think is gonna do good in Phillip Island? I mean, Moto2's weird. I mean, a random guy will be winning. Like, I mean, Vietti and Arbolino were up there randomly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think
I know who I think so. I know who I think so.
Well, if you know, you go, because I'm milling over 10 possibilities right now.
Dixon's gonna win.
Dixie.
I think he's gonna have a good one. He was looking good this time. Then the whole weather incident. I think he's gonna be a little pissed about the weather thing, and then just kind of go out there. I didn't know that I had an issue with Phillip Island, so I'm gonna take you at your word for that and not throw him up there.
See, that's the thing though. He's still fighting for a championship.
Yeah, but he's also got like a 60-point lead.
He has a chance to end it here if he does good enough.
I still think it's gonna be Dixon, and then who's it gonna be? Garcia, Canet.
Dixon, Garcia, Canet.
Yeah,
I could see.
I think Eyes would be like 7th.
I think I could see Sergio kind of finally coming because he started to this past race. He was starting to put in some lap times and be up there again. Finally, I'm gonna go weird. Because Moto2's been kind of weird, so I'm gonna be weird. I think I'm gonna have Alonso Lopez winning.
Oh, I mean, possible. Like you said, Honestly, I literally was looking at his name and I was just like, should I put him in second or third?
My thing is with that though is he struggles in the front. He always does, but it's a weird year. Canet's won 2 races this year. It's a weird year, so I'm gonna go weird.
Okay, rock with it.
I'm gonna sit here next podcast and go, why did I go weird? That was dumb, but. In the moment, I'm feeling good about it.
I feel like we always are. Until it's race weekend, and it's like,
that was what were we doing? But then I'm gonna have I second because I think he's fighting for that championship, and then I'm gonna go Canet.
Interesting. So we both have Canet in third, but very, very different. First and second.
Yes. Oh.
Now.
I had something bite the bottom of my foot. It'd be itching. But
sorry, man. Was aiming for the foot. All right, next one.
GP. All right, I'm gonna start writing mine down because I know exactly. I have a feeling I know what you're gonna put at number 1.
Do I even need to say his name? Do I even need to speak?
I mean, for all intents and purposes, yes.
Okay. It's just gonna be Pecco Martin Acosta. I think Acosta is gonna be pissed that he crashed out, so he's gonna be up there fighting with him. We're gonna have Marquez and Bastianini on the back end going for 4th, maybe. They might get up there. I can see either Bastianini. I can see Bastianini going for top 3. That man's been fucking hooking recently. He's been looking fast. And I don't know. I still think it's stupid that Factory Ducati's getting rid of him because I feel like he's a good young talent that they could have done something with.
So you're going. Sorry, I was writing mine down. You're going Pecco.
You're good. Pecco Martin Acosta.
Martin Acosta.
And now I started ranting about how Bastianini should stay on Factory Ducati because.
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna die. I will die on the hill that Enea should have stayed Factory before Marquez.
It's so stupid. It pisses me off every day.
But my top 3, I'm going weird again.
If I do not hear Pecco's name in this top fucking 3.
Oh, no. He's in the top 3. I have Pecco second.
Okay.
But I have Acosta winning. I have Acosta.
I'm okay with where this is going.
I have Acosta, Pecco, Enea.
I like yours more than I like mine. Because we get more points that way.
Yes.
Kinda.
I mean, kinda, yeah. I think Martin will be like 4th, and then I'm I'm hoping Marquez crashes out. He's due for one, you know?
Yeah, but who's he gonna take with him?
Bender.
I'm okay with that. But I mean, dude, I hope Anea gets top 3. I love when Anea gets top 3. Podium for my boy. I feel like every podium Anea gets is just one more reason why Factory Ducati should have re-signed him.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean, he's battling with the guy who's replacing him every race,
and he's winning.
Not every time, but he's.
Why is he still up?
But I mean, the way they signed Marquez and just dumped him off made it seem like there's no competition between them. I mean, if you're Factory and you're looking at it, you're going, oh, we just got rid of a younger talent who's competing with the guy that we're signing. I mean,
yeah, it's like, come on, guys.
Signing Marquez, it should have been, oh, okay, Marquez is easily beating Anea, and then that makes sense why you do the switch, because granted, Anea is the younger guy who has, more time in GP to develop and things like that. At least we're getting the now wins. We're getting the now stuff, and then we can maybe work on something and maybe getting Anea back in a few years after he develops. But send him to a different Ducati at least. With this, they're saying, okay, Anea's gone. Oh, well, we have the now stuff same talent level, different age. Marquez is going to age out before Anea.
Oh, dude, for sure. I mean, if you really think about it, he probably should be done after. He probably won't be because he's a fucking stubborn little shit. But like realistically, he should be done after his 2-year contract with Factory Ducati. Mm-hmm. Like, he's getting up there. I feel like there's not much more room for him to really go up. Like at some point, he's just gonna keep going down. I mean, he was down for a while, but now he's somewhere trying to compete now. I just don't see him ever being competitive for first ever.
I mean, we'll see what happens next year when he has the factory support and everything. But I think if he wanted to be competitive on a factory Ducati, it needed to be 3 years ago, 4 years ago before he crashed.
I mean, let's be honest. No one can really compete with Pecco and Martin right now. Maybe Acosta next year, but like,
it's been Martin Pecco battling it out for the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful 2 seasons. I ain't gonna lie.
It's been intense. I mean, Bez for a little bit last year and Binder a little bit last year poked their nose in, and then 2 years before that, Anea poked his nose in against, it was Bagnaia, Martin, and Quartararo then. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Bagnaia and Martin have been the forefront leaders of this grid for past.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird for me when it's not Pecco and Martin, because if you think about it, that's pretty much all I've known.
Yeah,
it's like
This is the new era for me. This is your only era.
That's why it's so weird seeing all these like new teams next year. Like, everyone's pretty much on like different teams, and it's really throwing me off because like I'm used to like certain things right now. Like it was weird for me adjusting from Jay Millie not being Factory Ducati anymore. That took a while. This is literally everyone I've known just going everywhere else, and it's baffling, and I don't like it. I want them all to just stay where they're at. They look good on their colors. Okay, it's just.
Has Jay Millie been on that KTM for 2 years now?
This is his second year. Yeah, because my first year he was Factory, and last year was the first year there.
Wow. I completely forgot that this isn't his first year on that.
Nope. Second year. Weird, right?
Oh wow, I thought this was his first year on KTM.
Nah, because remember last year was Anea's first year factory Ducati.
Yeah,
Which was
I don't know why my brain was just like, yeah, Enea's been factory Ducati for a few years, and Jay Millie, even though he was a factory guy, is only.
it's weird, man. It's weird.
I don't know. It's. Just, I think we should call it there.
So we did our predictions a while ago.
Yeah, we've been rambling, but
is this even gonna be in? Probably, because who knows how to cut any days? You don't cut stuff.
It's better this way. Anyways, thank y'all for joining us tonight, and see y'all in the next one.